to go ahead and call this meeting to order. It's 5 o'clock. Sheena, if you can open us in prayer.
Oh, sure, I'd be happy to. Let's bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this time together and for getting us all here safely. We ask that you help us to do your work and your will today, and that you give us wisdom and discernment and decision making. All these things we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, good evening, everyone. We'll start with names again. How about we start with you, and then we'll just kind of head in a circle, Audra.
Hi, I'm Audra Blackwell. I'm with Energy Systems Group. I'm the Business Development Manager for ESG. Thank you for having us tonight.
I'm Jeff Snell. I'm the owner of Country Roads Leasing. We're providing that resolution for your consideration tonight.
Jennifer Strotterman.
Warren Saggers. Doug Hine. Corey Harper.
Janet Rose.
Dixie Bean.
Melvin Shook.
Sean Collars.
Sheena Van Meter. And we have, Tom, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, Tom Pierce with the law firm of Bowles Rice, and appreciate the accommodation to join virtually on bond counsel in connection with the resolution side.
Okay, welcome everyone. So, do we have any presentations?
Regina?
No.
Nope.
No public comments. So we move to the consent items.
Motion to approve. Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the items on the consent agenda. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? And it's approved 5-0. Under unfinished business.
Nothing.
Okay, now we go to new business. For consideration of and possible action on a resolution authorizing and approving the execution and delivery of a master equipment lease purchase agreement and the incurrence of lease obligations by the board in a maximum principal amount not to exceed $6,700,000. And item B, the execution and delivery of all agreements, payment schedules, certificates, and other documents prepared in connection therewith. And item C, the identity of the original purchaser and lease obligations. And D, the engagement of bond counsel. And E, other matters related thereto. It is attachment 4.
I think we need a motion, and then we can discuss it.
So moved.
I have a motion and a second to approve the resolution.
Okay, Tom, did you want to just speak first on your end?
Yeah, absolutely. Can everyone hear me okay?
Can you guys hear him okay? Yep, they sure can.
Okay, great. So as the agenda item referenced, this is the authorization and approval of a master equipment lease purchase agreement. And really through that lease purchase agreement, there will be lease obligations issued in the amount of $6 million, or the maximum amount of $6,700,000. The actual lease itself comes slightly under that. And it's for a term of 15 years. And the stated interest rate is 4.25%. So you'll see in section 1 of the resolution, that's exactly what's authorized. In addition to the lease agreement itself, there are other documents that the board is being asked to execute so that these lease obligations can be issued. This resolution approves those documents. I think importantly, there's also a determination and a reasonable expectation that the board will not issue more than $10 million of tax exempt obligations in calendar year 2025. That's within the resolution. And the reason that's important, it allows for bank qualified lease obligations, and that allows you to get that attractive 4.25% rate. Further, it authorizes the officers and other staff of the board to work, finalize, and execute these documents. It engages our firm, Bowles Rice, as bond counsel. And so if the board decides to adopt this resolution this evening, it'll have all the power it needs to work in the coming days for a closing on December 1st of this master equipment lease purchase agreement and all the transactions contemplated therein. And so I'm sure there will be questions. I understand Jeff and Audra are both there with the board this evening in person, but either myself or those two would be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions?
I've got a couple.
Okay.
So it says in this that the interest rate shall not exceed 4.25%. So is that what our initial interest rate's going to be?
Good.
Yeah, Jeff, you can speak more to that perhaps, but yes, that is the stated interest rate.
Okay. And then explain to me about this 10 million.
So the federal government allows for certain bonds or related lease obligations to be designated as bank qualified or qualified tax exempt obligations. And that really gives a tax benefit to the purchaser of these obligations that allows for a lower interest rate. But only small issuers can qualify for that qualified tax exempt obligation. And so the IRS requires, and the Treasury regulations promulgated by the IRS requires, that the board declare that it's not going to issue more than $10 million of tax exempt obligations in this calendar year. So of course, we're getting towards the end of the calendar year, and I wouldn't expect, or at least I have no knowledge that the board is going to issue any other tax exempt bonds in the next, let's call it 45 days or so. But that's what this reasonable expectation and declaration is meant to cover. Does that make sense?
Well, give me an example of what we would do. Is this going to affect us if we would want to run a levy? I mean, I know it's just this
No.
year.
So it's only with respect to the issuance of tax exempt bonds. And so it does not impact a levy. It does not impact any existing bonds that maybe were issued in prior calendar years or any bonds that may be issued in future calendar years. It's just for this calendar year,
Okay.
for that designation, there's a $10 million cap imposed by the federal government.
Okay.
Very good question, though.
Thank you.
Does that go beyond this calendar year?
No, just ends December 31st.
Just
Correct.
this calendar year.
I'd also mention for the board's benefit, this master lease purchase agreement in front of you is substantially in final form. There are some minor modifications that Jeff and I discussed earlier today. It won't have an impact on the payment schedule or the board's obligation. It's really just a few minor changes to bring it into compliance with state law. But I don't think we have any issues there. I just wanted to mention that for the board's benefit. Otherwise, this agreement is in substantially final form. But this resolution allows the superintendent, bond counsel, and others to work to finalize all of these documents so that we can have a smooth closing on December 1st.
Okay, on the very first page, the third paragraph down, it tells us about there's a form that's attached as Exhibit A. I don't think we have that.
I'm looking through the document now to make sure I'm looking at the right place. Is this the list of equipment being financed by the leased?
No, it says.
Oh,
that
you mean in the
whereas-
resolution itself? I'm sorry. Yeah, that would be the master equipment lease purchase agreement.
It was when we emailed you that other document and it had all of those attachments to it. I don't know if you remember that the last time.
We never did get the attachments. Remember when we looked at that document and then I called back with some questions? We didn't have any of the exhibits that it's referring to.
Did we put it in here last time? You know what I'm talking about? Remember all the different attachments?
It was in the packet.
It was in the piece of packet, but we can get it to you. It's just the list of the equipment that'll be purchased, like all the lighting. Remember the list that had all of the lighting on it? Yeah. Yeah, it should have been. It was a huge, thick piece, and it was just lists and lists of equipment and like like item numbers and that kind of thing, all the lights, all of the
Okay.
water, what were they called? All of the, yeah, the water conservation measures. It was all of those items just listed.
Okay,
That was what it was.
okay.
But we can get you another copy if you want to see it for sure.
I remember when we first got that, I looked and none of those exhibits were attached.
Okay, maybe it was just in the packet then. Maybe it didn't come out with the agenda item, but maybe in the packet. But I can definitely get you a copy so you can have it.
But maybe I didn't hit a right button.
It's okay. We'll find it for you.
Now, I heard you say that you and Tom at Bowles Wright had chatted today
Yes.
and you saw some things you wanted to change. What do you want to change? I mean, is that
Well-
what, is this going to be ongoing till December 1st?
Mm-mm.
There's
And-
just a few little cleanup items that we have.
Tom, do
Yeah,
you?
and I can weigh in specifically. It's really just to clarify, and the lease already does this, but it's just to make consistent that this is an appropriation lease, meaning the board is obligated to, during this budget process, consider an appropriation to make these lease payments each year. And so, of course, that's important in an appropriation lease. And the board's not able to bind future boards to the outlay of funds. I'm sure a concept you're all familiar with. And so it's really just a few minor changes to address that very point. But the heart of the lease is going to remain the same. And I don't see it as material revision, really more of a clarification.
And just so you know, so what Tom Piercy's role is through Bowles Rice is we hire him to represent us to look at the lease to make sure that as bond counsel, he's making sure everything legally protects us before we sign the agreement.
Sure.
So I
That's
think,
right. And I'll also be issuing an opinion at closing, essentially stating the same.
Okay.
just so we're
And
not
this
getting a bad
is-
deal.
That's not Tom Hayward. I don't recognize his.
No,
who
Tom
is this?
Piercy. Tom Piercy.
Piercy.
Yeah, with Bowles Rice. Yeah.
And Tom Haywood is just a few doors down from it.
When will we have to start making payments on this?
1 year in arrears. So December 1st, 2026.
How much will that payment be?
Roughly 533,000.
And remember, the purpose of what ESG does is everything they put into place saves us based on our current expenditures in energy to offset that payment. So even though that's the amount we'll pay, they're guaranteeing us to save a portion of that towards that payment. So
Right. We had that one chart.
yes, that shows you this is what you save per year, and they guarantee that, or they have to write us the check for the difference.
Has there been any update on that chart or anything, any change?
Mm-mm.
There will be, based upon the interest rate. that
Oh,
we're
that's
able
right.
to
It's lower.
obtain. I
Okay,
think the pro forma reflected a 4.38, since we were able to secure a 4.25. That's why the payments will come down.
okay,
Final payments are still, I mean, they're based on that amortization schedule that we gave you. That won't change, but it will change from the pro forma that ESG provided originally. It'll be
okay.
less.
Could we get a new form?
He provided a pro forma in his proposal to the county.
The amortization schedule is what we
Wow.
provided, right?
Yeah, and that does show that payment, right?
Correct.
With the 4.25,
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. yeah,
And it's less than
The
pro
4.3, right.
payments.
Right, because
Yes.
of the interest. But it'd just be interesting to see what we're gonna be paying.
Maybe you
each
could do us
year.
a comparison to what it was projected versus what the
Okay.
new payment would be, and we'll get that out to you through email in the next couple days. Yeah, be good.
Anybody have any questions? Are we ready for the question?
Vote, you mean? Yeah, the vote, you mean? Yeah. Okay. You said question. I was just making sure there wasn't something else before I got Tom.
All those in favor of the resolution as before us signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? And it's approved by vote.
Do you need, do you want Tom to stay on for anything further, or you think you're finished? Yeah. Tom, we'll let you go if you'd like, unless you want to stay on.
Sounds good. No, just please let me know if you have any further questions. Look forward to a closing on December 1st.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Here's the-
she's got to sign it. That's right. Do you guys have anything further for them?
Anything for
Or
us?
do you want them to stay for any reason?
I think we're good. Thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Safe travels. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Look forward to all of us working together.
Thanks. See you later. And just to clarify before you move on, Grant County Bank got the contract through the leasing company, which Jeff represents, because you know how we can't take a loan, we have to have a lease. So I just wanted to make sure everybody was aware that it was Grant County Bank that was actually the bank that bid on it. Yeah, to local banks. I didn't know if everyone realized that or not.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Really Johnny on the spot,
Aren't they? Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Go ahead.
but I know you sent it out to everybody.
We did.
But how come then, when we've done lease purchases on other stuff, nobody has bid on it locally? I mean, we were told they couldn't bid on it.
They can't individually as a bank. They can't directly. They have to work through you. Do you want to explain how that works?
So my company provides a municipal lease purchase agreement that most small banks don't have enough volume to be able to have that kind of entity within that bank. So I take that and I assign my rights and responsibilities to these smaller local banks. That gives them a tax exempt portfolio, which offsets their taxable commercial portfolio. They don't pay any tax on the interest that they earn. So it's kind of like free money, so they can give you a better interest rate. So the Grant County Bank, since it was a tax-free bank qualified financing, was able to give that good rate. Does that
Okay,
make sense?
all right, thank you, I appreciate it. Just, before they said, no, the banks couldn't do that, and I don't-
They have to go through a company like Country Roads Leasing to do that.
Okay. So you're with Country Roads Leasing or with ES?
I'm the owner of Country Roads Leasing,
Okay,
and we've been doing this since 2010.
okay.
15 years in the game.
Yeah, because we've gotten stuff from you all before, haven't we?
Maybe.
Buses. and-
Maybe once, yes.
Yeah, and I think we have some quotes from you for buses that we're waiting to see which bus kind, which we'll talk about Thursday, but yeah.
Okay, all right.
But you
Thanks.
got a good interest rate, so that's a good news, right?
That is good news. Yes, very good
Us all
news.
to be happy.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you all.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good
See you
rest of
later.
your
Thanks.
meeting.
Bye now.
Have a safe trip home.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks for the donation.
You're welcome. Enjoy.
Okay, next on the agenda, under new business, is approval of sale of surplus vehicle, attachment 5. It's that Dodge 2005 pickup.
Mhm.
Have a motion and a second on the floor to approve this.
Yes, I have a question. What was the real issue with the vehicle?
The motor. No, wrong vehicle. You see them? Those were all the issues with it, but I think the frame is the primary issue because we used it as a plow. And so we can't put that back on there, but there were various issues when they went through it.
The
And-
frame was rusted then.
The frame was rusted.
So evidently it was rusted when we purchased it.
No, that I don't know the answer to. It says the truck will need to be taken to a welding shop to have the frame repaired. I think when we put I know when the plow was on the front of it, it had broken the front. I don't know much about the rusting, but I know that it sounds like it can't be repaired. It says to have the frame truck repaired, it would be $1,000 to $1,200. But prior to that, it says customer complaint of no heat radiator is full of some type of stop leak, which may have clogged the heater core, possibly clogged radiator flow. Stop diagnosing due to the price estimate had already gotten so high. The repair expense will change once the issue is diagnosed, but it was already up to $4,096 before you looked at the frame just for the other issues. And we were going to tow it, if you remember, to junk, but then we had some interest in it shown from outside folks of wanting the motor. And so we figured we'd put it out to bid and see if we could get more than the $500 we were going to get out of it, I think, just to haul it off to junk. So, but there they are if you'd like to see it.
Okay, so we have a motion, a second on the floor. Any further questions? We ready to vote there? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed, and it's approved 5-0. Okay, board members and superintendent discussion. No action may be taken.
Just as a reminder from Sarah, you can pick up your packets if you'd like to see the budget retreat packet. She'll have those ready afternoon tomorrow. So anytime afternoon tomorrow, she'll have most of it. She said the majority of it ready for you to pick up if you'd like to get that ahead of time. I provided for you the August, September, and October updates from the pro officers. So if you'd like to take a look at that, if anybody has any questions, or I will definitely try to answer those for you or get answers for you. And then the last thing that I had is, if you remember the 24-25 important dates document, I just wanted to update you that we had wrapped that one up for last year, and we have new ones. Did they get new ones this time? No, but we'll have new ones for you. We've got to see where we are in the beginning. Sean's given that to me to see how far we're in, so I can initial and check off all that. But if anybody wants to look at it, it's a completed document. We've done everything, and we'll keep this. So if there are ever any questions about what we've done, and then at the next meeting, we'll give you fresh, ready to go copies so that we can track.
Should be able to do it. I think I printed one off the email page, I believe.
Oh, okay. Good deal. Good deal.
But you may remember this.
Yeah, we'll make sure everybody gets a copy to have. But that is all I have.
Any board members have anything?
I've got a couple things.
Okay.
The 3 buses that was in the accidents, what's the status on those being repaired? Are
Um,
they in service or?
I'm not sure. I'll have to ask for you, Melvin. Mhm.
Were they
Sure.
all three in the same accident?
No.
You talking about the backing into the trees and those accidents we talked about here a while
Yeah,
back?
There was 3 of them. I can't remember what the bus numbers were.
Okay.
Well, 2 different ones have backed into a tree. What happened to the other one?
I'm not sure. I think it was something back into something.
Yeah, it's swiped something. The mirror. Oh, a vehicle, right? Oh, it was the Gordon's truck that wouldn't move at Moorfield Intermediate School.
I
That's
know
what it
there's,
was.
3 accidents.
The guy wouldn't move?
Uh-uh. No. We've had issues with Gordon's and their drivers. Lots of issues. That's why Emily's working on trying to find another food provider, but yeah, I'll get that for you.
So he
Sure.
had the bus blocked in and wouldn't move?
Mm-hmm.
How much longer was he gonna be?
Now that I don't know. I think it was dismissal time, so they were trying to roll through, and so then the bus just went and caught the window or mirror, the side of the front.
Did it do damage to his truck?
I'm not sure. I don't remember how much damage it did to the Gordon's vehicle. I just know we had some damage on the bus, but I'll get that for you and have it Thursday.
So did the bus driver go for a
Mhm.
test?
Yes, everybody's going for, I know all 3 of these, they were all tested.
And that stinks.
Yeah, it does.
You know, I don't blame you for wanting to look for someone else.
Yeah.
I mean, he should know not to park there.
Yeah, I think they
Our
do.
SRO should give him a ticket.
So after,
We're not parking in an approved area.
so after all of our equipment and lights and all that is installed in the year, how are you going to report to us the savings that we're having? Have you figured that out yet?
They-
Or-
Yeah, so they have a system that they use to do that. So ESG tracks that. And that's part of what, if you remember, we pay that, I think it's like 17,000. It's for that tracking system. So they'll give a report to you annually as long as we're paying that to show you how much energy we've used, how much we've
we can only do an
decreased.
annual and can't get monthly on it, just to see if we're saving.
I'm not sure how it works, but I can ask them.
That'd be better than waiting until the end of the year to see what we're
At the
saving.
very minimum,
Yeah.
quarterly.
Some of it, I'm sure that they could provide for you monthly, like just basic electric bills and that kind of thing. But I'm not sure all of it, but we'll ask them. Yeah. I can ask them that.
And last, have you gotten the certified list of our employees yet? They told us that would be coming.
We turned it in. I don't know if the state, it usually happens right around now.
Yeah,
Is the
it's-
certified list released?
Should
I know
have
we-
been last week or this week, they told us Saturday.
Okay, we've turned it in, but if,
Turned it in, it's been turned in from that side, and then that Sarah had that on her list for the agenda.
for Thursday.
But as far as something back approval from the State Department, I've not seen it yet.
Okay. But she'll know for sure Thursday, because she'll have one of them in there. She'll either have the most current one if it is released, or her estimate,
Yeah.
for Thursday.
It'd be good to see the one that's coming back from them.
Yes, absolutely. I think her intentions are to show that to you Thursday. But if you pick it up, actually, if she'll have it, you'll get it tomorrow afternoon.
Right, okay.
Did they say that the state's not certifying stuff, or what's the
Well, they're
magic?
watching, that was a big emphasis on the training, was to make sure that you're within formula.
Mm.
Pushing that pretty hard, I think.
Yeah, so the certified list is just our employees. Yeah, so yeah, it'll be who we have versus who we're allowed to have.
That's all I have.
Anybody else have anything?
I do.
Okay.
And probably, I don't know, Josh should be here to answer this. Why was the East Hardy Elementary water bill almost $3,000 again?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, Janet. You'd have to look and see what that's for, when the repairs were. Is that when we had the water leak with the toilets? I'm assuming.
That was on this current list of invoices.
Yeah, so my guess would be it was when we had the issues with all of the toilets, remember, that were leaking. We had to shut it down for a while. We had the public complaint, and it was like 3 or 4 days we had to shut water down because we had some leaks.
It's all leaks.
Be my guess.
Would toilet leaks amount to that
I
much?
don't know, but
That's
I'll
what we
ask.
were paying when we had the pipe broken.
I will
And that
ask.
seems- That seems like a ridiculous amount for the.
East Hardy Elementary.
Unless they were flooding the floors.
We had one.
I think the high school was about $700.
It just kept flushing and flushing and flushing. We got a bill for $3,000.
Well, but flushing takes a lot, leaking doesn't take that much.
I know we had all of our toilets shut down except for, one on each end there for
Yeah.
a few days. So I'm not sure where the malfunction was, but I'll find out for you and tell you Thursday.
But yeah, it was just running constantly.
Right, and that I can see, using a large amount of water, but, I don't know. And I have another question. Where at MHS is natural gas being used?
The boiler, isn't it?
That's, I don't know what it is.
I'm pretty sure the heating system at high school is natural gas.
Natural gas?
It's been put in years ago.
Yeah, I can verify since the beginning.
I mean, I think years ago, probably 15 years ago. I'm pretty sure.
Anybody else have anything? Okay, future agenda items. Okay, so we'll move on to announcements. November 20th, we'll meet at 8:30 at Warden Lake for our financial.
Do you know where that is, Mr. Harper? Okay. Yep, and I'll send you the address. I'll
And
get
then our
it.
next Board of Education meeting, besides this financial one, is December 1st at 5 o'clock at the Board of Ed office. Under mission statements and accomplishments. I'd like that to express sympathy to the Zirk family and the loss of Charlene. though she never really worked in the school system in a way she did because, yeah, at preschool, she was the director of the Hardy County Daycare Center, and we had preschool there for several years, so.
And then she taught at the Presbyterian Church for
Mhm.
years
Uh-huh.
too.
Yeah. And also, for the loss of Wanda Kirkendall, who was a former employee.
That's right.
So
She
she,
was in the same class, 72.
uh-huh, yeah.
Huh.
So, and they died within just a few days of each other, I think 3 or 4 days, so, anyway.
Once you get 70, borrowed time, right? Borrowed time.
When what?
When you get to 70, you're on borrowed time.
Yeah.
Kudos to the girls volleyball team from East Hardy High School for making it as far as they did in the state tournament. And then obviously to the East Hardy High School football team who are still in it, still going strong. Good luck to them on Saturday.
I want to thank the officers for following up on all the stop arm violations we've had. That was good to see that they are pursuing those.
They've been really great. Yeah.
Yeah, they said there was 11, but, yeah, they had and that's good.
They've been doing a great job helping out with that.
You suppose the word's getting out?
I hope so. I sure hope
You
so.
know, I think if people see the buses pulled over, I mean, not the buses, cars pulled over, with the police, many lights flashing.
It should make a
Might
difference.
send a message to everyone to do it.
Mr. Shook, you mentioned it at the South Branch meeting this morning, but the carpentry class, right? Is it the carpentry class? Is it Metzler? Carpentry class at South Branch Career and Tech Ed came down and helped to winterize our buildings at the launch pad. So
Yeah,
it was
I saw.
really great that they,
I guess, was that on Facebook maybe?
yeah, we appreciate them for doing that. It's a good project to collaborate on.
Yeah.
Does anyone have more information about what's happening Wednesday? Tour and
You can just shop. I think all the stores are going to be open and they're just wanting to show you what they have going on. Show up there at, Sean had it time, 9. And they have guided tours, so somebody will meet you there and take you store to store.
And where are we supposed to go?
If you park on the side parking lot there at Moorfield High School, you should be able to go right inside the fence, there by the raised beds. Yeah, 9.
All right, moving on to personnel.
All right, we ready to go? All right, I'll recommend the approval of days without pay for Emily Newton, December 8th through February 13th. I recommend approval of the service personnel hiring for Jillian Bowers, substitute aide countywide, and Roscoe Kreitz, substitute bus operator countywide. Recommend the approval of service personnel reclassification of Teresa Smith from a cook 2, pay grade B, to a cook 3, pay grade C. I recommend the approval of the professional personnel hirings for Samantha Murray, substitute teacher countywide, and Sierra Smith as counselor MES-MIS for an effective date of November 18th. I recommend the approval of professional personnel extracurricular hirings Megan Ferris for teacher, 21st Century CCLC, Megan Nazelrod, class sponsor, junior class MHS, John Adam Simmons, class sponsor for the senior class at EHHS, Henry Hodges, class sponsor for the junior class of EHHS. Recommend the approval of athletic hirings for Robert Pillis, authorized certified coach without pay for wrestling at MHS. Blake Funk, authorized certified coach without pay for boys basketball at MHS. Ashley Bailey, coach for cheerleading at MMS. I recommend the approval of the volunteer Loyette Matthias, a volunteer at MES. I recommend the approval of the following resignations: John Smouse, substitute bus operator; Deborah Seabright, substitute teacher; Anthony Dolan, ACC without pay for football at MMS; And I'll recommend the approval of a modification to the November 3rd, 2025 personnel actions for Sonia Baker Cook 2 at MES, changing her start date from November the 4th to November the 6th, 2025.
Have a motion and a second to approve recommended personnel actions. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? And it's approved by that. Have a motion and a second to adjourn the meeting at 5:35. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? And we're adjourned. We'll see everybody.
Thursday.
Oh, there's-
Yeah.